Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by speaking to the hearts of those who've walked through battles no one saw, endured pain no one understood, and stood tall when others expected you to crumble. Let me tell you something, there is a unique kind of power in surviving what was meant to break you. Some people, whether out of their own pain or jealousy, wanted you to fall. They might have whispered doubts into your ear, hoping you'd start to believe their lies. They might have stood back, arms folded, waiting for the weight of life to bring you to your knees. But look at you, you're still standing. And that's the part they never saw coming. Their plan was simple, to see you break, but God's plan was greater, to see you strengthen. The very things they thought would destroy you became the stepping stones to your resilience. You see, strength isn't about having no scars or wounds, it's about wearing them with dignity. Strength is showing up when you feel like giving up. Strength is trusting God when you can't trace His hand. When you chose to stand firm, you defied expectations, not just theirs, but sometimes even your own. There were nights you cried yourself to sleep, mornings you woke up dreading the day, and moments when quitting seemed like the easiest option. But you didn't quit. You didn't crumble. And that choice redefined you. And let me remind you of this truth: God doesn't let anything go to waste. Every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered in the dark, every battle you fought is working for your good. What they meant for harm, God is using to strengthen you. You didn't just survive, you grew. You learned to speak up for yourself. You learned to set boundaries. You discovered that strength doesn't mean doing it all alone. It means leaning on God and trusting His timing. Now here's the part that might sting a little for those who wanted you to break. Your strength has silenced their doubts. Your perseverance has exposed their weakness. Your success isn't just about what you've gained, it's about who you've become. So I want to leave you with this: don't apologize for your resilience. Don't hide your light because it intimidates someone else. You were made to shine, even in the storms. And the next time someone questions your strength, let your life be the answer. Keep standing, keep fighting, keep growing. The world may have wanted you to break, but you stayed strong, and that is the testimony that will inspire others to do the same. Thank you. I want to start by speaking directly to those of you who know what it's like to be pushed to the edge, those of you who have felt the weight of the world pressing down on your shoulders. You faced moments when it seemed like everything was falling apart and you couldn't find a way out. Maybe you've been misunderstood, dismissed, or even attacked by people who wanted to see you fail. Maybe you stood alone in the silence of your pain, wondering if anyone even noticed the battles you were fighting in the quiet corners of your heart. It's hard when the world expects you to break, when others think they figured out your limits, when they believe they can push you to a point where you'll give in. I know it feels heavy. I know it feels like there are times when you just want to scream, throw up your hands, and walk away from it all. But hear me when I say this: your struggle is not in vain. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night, every moment when you felt like you couldn't go on, it's all part of your story. And in the midst of it, you are not alone. There's a strength inside you that refuses to quit. I want you to feel seen today. I want you to know that your pain, your perseverance, your resilience, it matters. You've been through things that would have taken others out, and yet you are still here. You're standing, maybe not perfectly, maybe not without scars, but you're standing nonetheless, and that is worth honoring, because there's something incredibly powerful in the person who refuses to let life break them. There are times in life when it feels like the universe itself is conspiring against you, when every obstacle seems bigger than the last, and the tests keep coming one after another. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the universe is out to get you, that somehow you've been singled out for hardship. But the truth is, the test you're going through is not about punishing you, it's about revealing who you really are and what you're made of. And sometimes those who throw stones or plot against you don't even realize what they're doing. Their intention is to break you, to make you doubt your worth, to get you to question your place in the world. They want you to see yourself through their eyes, weak, vulnerable, powerless. But their intentions, they're based on their own fears and insecurities. They see your strength, your light, and it scares them. So they try to shake you, to rattle you, to make you feel small. They don't understand the depth of your purpose, the fire that burns within you. They think they can diminish you, but they can't. They want you to stumble, to fall, to give up. They think that by putting pressure on you, you'll cave under the weight. But what they fail to see is that this pressure, this trial, is shaping you into something far stronger than they can even imagine. Every person who has ever tried to tear you down, every situation that has tried to hold you back, was never meant to break you. It was meant to refine you. It was meant to bring out your courage, your faith, and your unshakable belief that you are destined for more than the lies they told you. Their intentions are to break you, but God's intention is to make you unbreakable. In the face of every challenge, you've been tested, not to see if you'll survive, but to show you the strength that already exists within you. And the enemy, they've underestimated you every single time. In the midst of your storm, when the winds howl and the rain falls relentlessly, it's easy to feel like you're being swallowed whole. The storm doesn't care about your plans, your hopes, or your dreams. It comes uninvited and unexpected, and it shakes the very core of who you are. But here's the truth: your strength in the storm is not measured by how still the waters are, but by your ability to keep moving forward when it feels like everything around you is trying to pull you under. You've been through things that would have made many people crumble. You faced challenges that at times felt insurmountable. But when the storm rages the loudest, when everything seems out of control, that is when your strength rises to the surface. It's not the absence of fear, pain, or doubt that defines you in these moments. It's your decision to keep going despite them. Your strength is in your ability to stand tall, even when you feel small. It's in your willingness to keep showing up, even when the path is unclear and the road ahead is foggy. Your strength is in knowing that you are not defined by the storm, but by your ability to endure it with grace. When everything is crumbling around you, you don't break. You bend, but you don't break. You may feel like you're being pulled in every direction, like the world is trying to tear you apart. But in those moments, your roots grow deeper. Your foundation becomes unshakable. What you don't always see in the middle of the storm is that the very things threatening to take you out are also strengthening you, shaping you into someone who is built to withstand the fiercest battles. Every wave that crashes against you, every moment you feel like giving up, is the very thing that is building your resilience, your inner power. And when the storm finally passes, when the sun breaks through the clouds, you'll look back and realize that it wasn't the storm that broke you, it was the strength you found within it that made you stronger than you ever thought possible. Your strength in the storm doesn't come from avoiding the pain, but from embracing it and choosing to rise above it. It's in those quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts, when the world doesn't see your struggle, but you keep moving anyway. That is where your true strength is forged. And when the storm finally fades away, you won't just survive, you will have transformed, and your story will be a testament to the power of staying strong when everything else is trying to break you. Strength is often misunderstood. We think of it as something physical, something that's measured by how much weight we can carry or how many challenges we can endure without flinching. But real strength True strength goes far beyond what we can lift with our hands. It's not about how hard we can push ourselves or how fast we can sprint through life. Real strength is found in how we stand when everything seems to be pulling us down, how we keep going when the world tells us to stop. True strength is about knowing that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is keep your head up when you feel like falling. Strength isn't in vulnerability. It's not about being immune to pain, grief, or disappointment. It's about allowing those things to exist and still moving forward with purpose. Strength is in the moments when you feel broken but refuse to stay broken. It's in your ability to feel fear and still make the choice to rise. It's not about pretending to be fine when you're falling apart. It's about being honest with yourself and the world and still refusing to give up on what matters. You don't need to have all the answers and you don't need to have it all together. Strength is found in your willingness to keep showing up, even when everything inside of you is screaming to quit. We often look at others and think they have some special kind of strength that we don't. We see their successes and think that somehow they're different, that they don't have to fight the same battles we do. But the truth is, everyone has to fight. Everyone has to face the things that try to hold them back. What separates those who thrive from those who break is not the absence of struggle, but the way they respond to it. True strength is about responding with resilience, grace, and determination, even when everything feels uncertain. And here's something important to understand: strength isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't boast or seek validation. Real strength is often quiet and unseen. It's the quiet strength that carries you through the night when no one else knows your struggle. It's the strength that allows you to rise again when you've been knocked down. It's the quiet strength of a woman who carries her pain with dignity, the man who pushes through his doubts to lead with integrity, the parent who sacrifices without seeking applause. Redefining strength means embracing your humanity, your vulnerability, your imperfections, and knowing that those are not signs of weakness, but of a powerful resilience. It's knowing that strength is not measured by how perfectly performed, but by how we rise every time we fall. It's recognizing that even in our lowest moments, there is power in getting back up and moving forward, and in choosing to trust that the best is yet to come. Strength is about continuing to build yourself when it feels like everything else is crumbling around you, and never letting go of the belief that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of all the good things that lie ahead. There is a power in faith that cannot be easily explained, yet it's a force that shapes everything we do, especially in moments when life feels impossible. Faith is more than a belief in something unseen. It's the unshakable conviction that no matter how deep the storm, no matter how dark the night, there is a force greater than us, guiding us, carrying us through. In those moments when you feel like you can't take another step, faith is the quiet whisper that tells you you can make it. It is the strength in your soul that holds you steady when everything else is crumbling around you. And when you trust in something bigger than yourself, you begin to tap into a resilience that isn't just about your own power, but about a divine, unbreakable support that's available to you. Faith doesn't promise that life will be easy. It doesn't guarantee that you won't face hardships, pain, or moments of doubt. What faith does is it anchors you in something more profound than your circumstances. It roots you in the belief that even in the hardest moments, you are never alone. That through the valleys, the failures, and the setbacks, there is a purpose in your journey, even if you don't understand it right away. Faith whispers to your heart that you are being shaped for something greater, even when your eyes can only see the struggle. Resilience is not about pretending that pain doesn't exist. It's about understanding that your pain doesn't have the final say. Faith is what gives you the courage to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. It's in those moments when you feel broken, when you wonder if your dreams are too far out of reach, that faith steps in and tells you that you're still on the right path, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. It's a quiet but powerful force that refuses to let you quit. Even when every part of you wants to throw in the towel, it's the belief that you are destined for more, and that each setback is a lesson, a step closer to becoming who you were always meant to be. When you have faith, you don't just bounce back from adversity, you transform. Faith empowers you to look at your struggles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones that strengthen your resilience. It's the lens through which you begin to see the beauty in your scars, the growth in your pain, and the hope in your darkest days. Faith is what helps you to trust in the timing of your life, even when things don't seem to make sense. It teaches you patience, endurance, and the belief that no matter how long it takes, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the blessings ahead. In the face of challenge, faith keeps you grounded. It reminds you that the fight is not just yours. You have the universe, your community, and something far greater than your own strength on your side. When you truly embrace faith, you discover a depth of resilience you didn't know existed within you. You learn that you are not just surviving, you are thriving in ways that are beyond your understanding. Faith doesn't erase the struggle, but it makes you stronger in it. And that's where true resilience begins. When you stay strong in the face of adversity, something powerful happens not just in you, but in the world around you. Your enemies, those who have tried to tear you down, who have spoken doubt over your life, who have wished for your failure, will be forced to confront something that they never expected: your unbreakable spirit. You see, there is a strength in standing tall when others want to see you fall that has a ripple effect on the people around you, including those who wish to see you suffer. They thought they could break you, but instead they become witnesses to the resilience and determination you carry. And that is the ultimate defeat. When you stand firm in your power, it rattles the very foundation of their expectations. They expect you to crumble. They expect you to give up, to fall to the ground and stay there, but you don't. You rise. And with every rise, you shake them up. You force them to see that they miscalculated, they underestimated the depth of your strength, the height of your resolve. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to break, you send a message to them that cannot be ignored. You cannot control me. You cannot define me. I am bigger than your attacks, stronger than your lies, and more determined than your doubts. And as they watch you overcome, they realize that their power over you was nothing more than an illusion. What staying strong does to your enemies is it exposes their weaknesses. They thought they could use your pain against you, that your struggle would be the weapon they could wield. But what they didn't realize is that your pain isn't a weapon to be used against you. It's the fuel that makes you stronger, the fire that forges your resilience. It's like every attempt they made to push you down only served to lift you higher. Their words and their actions meant to break you have instead become the very thing that propels you forward. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter if they ever acknowledge it. It doesn't matter if they ever admit they were wrong. The simple fact that you remain unmoved, unshaken, unbroken, it makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to face the truth that they no longer have a hold on you. You've taken back your power, and that is a kind of victory they can't ignore. When you stay strong, you also teach your enemies something they might not ever have understood before: resilience, grace, and the unyielding belief that no matter how hard they try, they will never define you. They may try to undermine you, sabotage you, or drag you through the mud, but they forget one thing: they are not in control of your story. You are. Every time you stand tall in the face of what's meant to break you, you are rewriting your narrative. And your enemies, they are just characters in your story. They cannot alter your ending, no matter how hard they try. So let them watch. Let them see you rise higher than they ever expected. Your strength in the face of their opposition does more than just silence them. It teaches them the lesson that some things in life are unstoppable. And you, my friend, are one of those things. As you move forward in this journey, remember this: they wanted you to break, but you stayed strong. Not because you were immune to the pain, but because you knew something they didn't, that the power to rise lies within you. Every setback, every attack, every moment of doubt was simply a stepping stone, shaping you into the person you were always destined to become. Your strength is not just a reflection of who you are today, but of the battles you fought, the lessons you've learned, and the grace you found in the struggle. So hold your head high, walk with confidence, and never forget the power of resilience. You are more than the challenges you faced. You are a testament to the power of standing firm, of trusting in yourself and the journey ahead. You are unstoppable, unbreakable, and destined for greatness. Keep walking forward because your best is yet to come.